Hey folks, this is Vagrant. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. In the last video, we continued our solo exploration near the end of day 3 now. It's getting very dark and spooky, but we have one more thing to do. We're going to go and chat to the third part of the Techno Babble group in here with their bizarre electronic music, and then we're going to go to bed. And hopefully Interrogate will be back tomorrow.
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid. Good.
Skin shows through the holes in the Speed Freak's too large sweater. In front of him, an open toolbox full of carpentry tools and parts.
It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
He runs his hand through his hair, which is combed back in mock seriousness, and continues to fiddle with some gears. Sign.
Yeah, gotta compare. See if we can align.
Interesting.
I suck at socialising, man. Even now, our sign synchronisation is way off. But I'll see what I can do.
Tell me about the machines you saw in the church.
Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it though.
Right, you're not allowed to swear in the first 5 minutes of the video, Noid. Okay, that's what YouTube checks for. The supernatural, you think it's real, it actually exists.
Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
I do like my folk rights. I love a folk horror film. It's my favourite genre of horror. Wait, is it my favourite genre of horror? It might well be, actually. I also like really high concept sci-fi. Like coherence. Anyways, why are you called Noid?
The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
He picks up some sort of a widget. I don't understand what that means.
I can see that. Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve sign synchronicity would be by getting us into the church.
Alright, calm down. Well, that was gloriously short, quite frankly, so... Right, it's time to go to bed. Beddy bye-byes. It's very, very late. Very, very spooky. So we're going to nip back and stay in our brand new bed. Well, I say brand new. We've had it for 2 hours now, but it's been a long day. Beddy bye-byes, and then we'll see how tomorrow goes. I want to carry on exploring this area. There's obviously a lot more to do here. But I don't know if Kitsuragi will be fine with me doing that, and I don't want to kind of screw up the main quest by doing it. It's a very confusing set of circumstances. I can zoom out so far. What is this? The door is closed for today. Time to put the kids to sleep. Is she just going to sit here all night? Sole ram, ram, ram.
It's getting late, and it's snowing. Time to call it a day.
Oh, it's auto. No, it doesn't. Beddy bye-byes. Keep my lovely hat on.
If a bit run down, still, you've earned a rest.
You gotta say, I mean, I know this is a little shack in the middle of nowhere, but it's a lot nicer than the hotel room. I mean, only because I trashed the hotel room, but that's neither here nor
Across
there.
the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It only takes you moments for the world to fall away.
That sounds really nice, actually. Like, I'm down for that. I can't remember the last time I just fell asleep quickly.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street. Recorded in you forever on ferrotape.
Spinning in eternity.
On and on it goes for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising above the dark curvature the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
I mean, I know I talk about the writing in this game a lot, but it really does have just such an evocative way of coming about in that it's just talking about dreaming and the thoughts that flit through your mind while you're sleeping, and obviously there's some issues that Harrier has with his ex, and she's popping in there, and I think that's always the time for me. Like, I can no longer say that I'm recently out of a relationship. It's been a couple of months. I mean, we've been broken up longer than we were together. But the only time it really now comes into my mind is like just when I'm about to go to sleep. You know, that's when your mind starts to travel back. When you're trying to sleep and nothing else is there to distract you. And that's why I don't sleep well, because my mind just goes blip, 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 and just like thinks, all right, now I'm going to bombard you with all this shit that you've been avoiding.
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
The rain, the snow. I don't want to. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images.
So dramatic, the limbic system.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent, picking up litter and old newspapers, collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless keepsakes.
You leave my bubblegum wrappers alone.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
I'm an agent of the world.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
There's another thing to say about this game that I haven't commented on yet. You can play it entirely one-handed. Now, you can do with that information what you want, but the point is, at no point in this game do you need anything more than just the mouse. As far as I can't think. You can if you want to use the keyboard to put in your answers, but as in select an option, but still.
For the working class.
For the working class.
For the money, baby. For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
For the working class. For the working class. Communism for all.
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Why?
'Cause only love can break your heart.
Love's a funny old thing. Why do we subject ourselves to it? To the inevitability of pain. Because otherwise life's not worth living, you know? Anyway.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
Same.
Do it for the wind. Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time.
I like you, Logic. And Shivers, do it for the wind. That's quite a nice idea. Don't know what it means, but I like it. It's a concept. Just do it for the feeling.
Rise and shine, comrade. It's time to get to work.
Why am I in the chair?
Despite all the thinking you've been doing, only 0.0001% of communism has been built. It's too great a task to undertake alone. You're going to have to get organized.
Let's do it.
You must seek out your revolutionary brothers and sisters. Find out how much communism they've built. Then, together, maybe you'll be able to build as much as 0.0002% of communism.
It's a lot of communism.
But it won't be easy. Decades of persecution by coalition authorities have driven the remaining communists of Martinaise underground.
But I am the coalition authorities. Have I been persecuting communists this whole time?
Possibly. If you have been, it's only because you're a double agent acting in furtherance of your long-term objectives.
Yes, good. Retroactively a double agent. I like that.
Listen to this. Do you really think you're the kind of person an underground communist cell would entrust with a mission that requires such discretion?
Maybe?
Regardless, what's past is past. You need to look forward to the work of building communism for all.
Will they help me fire up Mazov's socialist sausage grinder?
Just between us, you may want to lay off this grind up the bourgeoisie stuff. It's a bit off-putting, even to fellow communists.
Grind them up, eat the rich. How am I supposed to find them if they're hiding?
Let your nose guide you, detective.
My nose?
Yes. Fortunately, communists are known to have a very distinct smell. We really have no idea what they're talking about. There's no linkage between ideology and olfaction.
What does communism smell like? Talk to me, rhetoric.
Failure.
Oh, okay. Okay, what does failure smell like?
It's a smell you know all too well. Simultaneously repulsive and yet darkly appealing. Musty with a sharp tang, but also a remnant of lost sweetness. Like a rotting mango that's been swaddled in a coat from your grandfather's attic.
That is a very specific metaphor right there.
What you're smelling is your own body odor, of course. Nothing a shower and change of clothes couldn't fix. People sometimes complain there are no real communists left in Martinaise. But you can smell their presence. They're out there, waiting for you to join them. Incidentally, during the waning days of the anti-centennial revolution, a number of Revacholian communards constructed elaborate hideouts in abandoned root cellars, hollowed out tree trunks, and even residential sewage tanks. This latter phenomenon gave rise to the early anti-communist slogan, "The future's bright when you flush out the white."
Ready? Let's get organized.
First, you'll have to locate the remaining communists in Martinaise. When you get near to someone with revolutionary potential, your nose will give you the signal to establish contact. Again, no, it won't. Any olfactory response you perceive will be strictly psychosomatic.
I love that. The different areas of your brain, the different components of your thoughts arguing back and forth against each other.
Judging from the bust of Krasmazov and other revolutionary paraphernalia you discovered, it seems that the Capeside apartments may be a hotbed of communist activity.
What will I do once I establish contact with my fellow communists?
You'll discuss the monumental world historical task that lies before you. You'll engage in rigorous and spirited debates about Mazovian theory and practice. But mostly, you'll probably complain about other communists.
Isn't that last part a little counterproductive?
Not at all. Complaining about other communists is one of the most important parts of being a communist.
Alright, let's get on it.
Here we go. Wake, brave worker. 'Tis no time for bed. Fight till there's no slaves below, and no masters o'erhead.
Grand. I just want to point out, by the way, I'm not necessarily a communist. Like, it's not really something I consider, or I would think of myself as a communist in the slightest. But, like, the basic tenets that we're dealing with here, and that, you know, workers' rights and eating the rich and all this kind of stuff, is something I am on board with. I say more socialist. Wait, is that not done yet? I've got 8 minutes left on that one. That's mad. That one, now we're 45 still. Okay, we've still got 2 going. Oh, mad. Gotta kill 8 minutes. Right. It's a beautiful new day. I am a communist. Oh, hey, Kisragi.
Yes?
Huh. I shaved.
Yes. I don't know what to say. Perhaps...
You can tell me, Kim.
I'm not really sure about this turn of events. I think the mutton chops might have been a better idea. They sort of seem to cover up some of the...
Damage.
Either way, good on you. You were saying?
I need to check if you're a communist. Hold still a second.
The lieutenant's posture becomes rigid and uncomfortable as you lean forward and sniff the area just above his shoulder blade. The lieutenant is fastidious as a cat in matters of his personal upkeep. And yet, in the folds of his jacket, you can just perceive the stale and acrid traces of oil rags, transmission fluid, and brake pads. Wait. There's something else there. Something that sets your GABA receptors aflutter.
Ah, GABA. That takes me back to university.
The lieutenant's aftershave, a common drugstore brand. Strong hints of pine needle. But what sort of ideological picture do these smells paint? Tough to say.
Do you need something, detective?
Nope, we're good.
Alright then.
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
Okay, bye. Right. Do I want to carry on exploring this western part, or do we want to move? I'm very nervous about, like, burning through my day, you know? Or, like, burning through the time that I need. I want to go get my gun, for example. I don't know how long that's going to take. I feel like we've done so much over here already, it would be silly to leave. A dead phone, a smashed receiver, like someone hung up too hard. Is this the church? This is the church. Feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. The sign says, Sembrun, 1147. Enchanté, mademoiselle. Dusty pews in the shadows, many seem to be missing. Yep. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. Alright, let's go in the spooky church.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Open sesame, here we go.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city.
Okay. Hey, where am I? Oh, ooh. Okay. Strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Yeah, this is eerie. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. This is rather disconcerting. I'm going to walk. I don't know why, but I'm going to walk. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long forgotten style. This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Two decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. Portable Harman Wowshy tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? Something siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. Oh, this is one of those things like in the
stands in the corner,
things.
watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Like the other cube we had that we needed the password for.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
He seems cautious around the machine.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in the doomed commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
He inspects the machine's framework, careful not to touch anything.
The one you saw earlier was the Ream Civic. This is the Ream Prefect, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer. The Ream Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the Ream Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits.
Let me just check this out, okay?
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Let's have a look inside.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater.
Let's do it.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Oh, bloody Nora. Excuse me.
Good morning, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's her again. I love her.
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you, you old cad?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log Febmar.
Good. Please repeat the password.
I don't know the goddamn password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
Fortress Accident, like the one in the Doomed commercial area.
I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
That's the one.
Saint-Brun, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, that's the doomed commercial area.
Just said that, Kids Rocky.
Anything else I can help you with?
One day, when AI and adaptive technology gets so good, it's possible that I could, like, let's say that happens, and I say, me physically, I say what I just said, right? This is Saint-Brun, and everyone's Rue de Saint-Ghislaine. Like, games, I think that's like one out, because at the end of the day, graphically, games, we're going to hit a point of diminishing returns. We're already getting there. There's still ways to go until it's like perfect realism. But it's going to be less so in fidelity and more so in physics and AI and all that kind of stuff. But eventually you'll be able to say something. I'll be able to talk and the game will actively, properly respond. Give it about a decade, if not a little bit less. I think next generation we'll start to see some games that play with that idea a little bit.
Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
There are already games that do it. There's a game on Steam which I gave a go. I never uploaded it, but it's a really interesting idea. It's you are a radio operator during a war, and you have to voice your commands into the microphone. But of course, it's a set amount of commands that you can use.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons. Nothing happens.
Ah, we did it.
Wasteland of reality.
Oh God.
Congrats, you're sober. It will take a while for your body to remember how to metabolize anything that isn't sugar from alcohol. So you're going to be pretty ravenous soon. Eat plenty. You can expect your coordination and balance to improve in a couple of weeks. In 2 months, you might start sleeping like a normal person. Full recovery will take years though. It'll be depressing, and it'll be boring. Don't expect any further rewards or hand claps. This is how normal people are all the time.
Wait, what? I lose a suggestion and an inland empire and a physical instrument. I get +1 psyche, but still, that's not good. And nope, oh God, this was rough. I kind of like that though. I feel like I should be punished. God, absolute disaster though. At least my psyche went up by 1. Which I guess, I mean, I say this went down. If we go back in here, also my Inland Empire and Suggestion both came down, but they also went back up, right? Because you get it from your psych base. So like this being 3 means everything gets 3 by default. And that's So Inland Empire and Suggestion didn't actually move, and Authority, Empathy, Esprit de Corps, and Volition all went up by 1, in theory. Still. Anywho. Empathy boots. What am I wearing at the moment? Perception boots. Well, I don't really need perception boots, do I? If we're totally honest. I think perception is quite low on the list of things I need, so let's use some empathetic boots instead. Bunny. Lovely. Oh no, let's walk. Why did I click that, you numpty? A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. A cracked pane of glass. Colourful. Okay, let's just explore the whole area. Got like a scarf or something over here. Pain threshold +1. I'm gonna look like a banger. Well, that's +2 drama though. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. A figure drawn in frost on the window, depicting a deer.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums.
Just wanted to enjoy silence for a second.
It seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow. If not blotted out, outright. Truly unusual. You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Ah!
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
It's funny how you can shout in a whisper. Ah! Ah! You know what I mean?
It's unnerving. You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total.
Kim, what's going on, buddy?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry you. Well, not really, but it's extraordinary. Never experienced anything like this. Can't hear shit.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is. Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing on its premises.
Maybe they wanted to discourage singing and dancing. Conceptualization wouldn't let me down.
Could be.
I doubt it, though.
He doesn't seem entirely convinced, though.
Well, neither am I, because it's in one very specific location, and that doesn't really do much good.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
You know what? Sometimes I'm glad I've got so many points. It's a red check, and I've got 92%. That's pretty sweet.
It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
It's the crab man. Follow the shadow's movements.
It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Officer, is there something up there?
The lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is you're seeing.
Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go?
On the ceiling?
Yes. The darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away. It's climbing. Climbing down, holding on the beams.
Blink. Yo, what?
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
It's the crab man.
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Tiago. Okay, this is weird. This is very strange. The bowl is filled with water. Maybe they're trying to kill Tiago. Look at all these balls of water. Look, several of them, all with wires. What is going on? This is so weird.
A man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently.
Hey, who's that?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
Not what I expected, if I'm honest.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in Jamrock. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Rivershoal.
Right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
I'm already sober, though.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Kitsuragi, it's the crab man. Of course we need to question him.
Hey, and what was that about, the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use.
Oh yeah, sure. You don't know anything about alcohol use. You got it all under control, Way. I could smell the control all the way over here.
It's not really what I expected from his voice, unless you said, I'm doing just fine, thank you.
I know it's hard to admit that you got a problem. I was like you once. Couldn't take an honest look into my own heart and see I was in pain.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
I'm sober!
Look at these crazies. What is this shit?
Who do you think you are? Some crazy guy under the roof? What is this shit? Oh god. You know, alcohol is central to my identity. If I wouldn't drink, I just wouldn't be me. For some reason, I feel like you have a point there. Fine.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game?
What game? I don't have a game.
'Tis not an act, my liege. Save him perchance, he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
You must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, it's really more like a spider.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
That's not the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there?
He's just a druggie who lives in the rafters. It's very strange. Did you carve all those sculptures?
Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands.
Just gonna check how we're doing on this. A while to go, yeah, an hour and 12. Hour and 12 from 9:23.
Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness.
You've got some nice curves going there.
It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it.
What were you before you became a crab man and a woodcarver?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are faded. Most of them are already gone.
I lost my memory too, and it haunts me.
No, man. You gotta let that shit go. Then the mother's light touch will fill you with rapture.
Do you remember your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name's Harry.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
He ignores your hand. His limbs are mere shadow below the ceiling. I knew he was going to deny that, but I just thought it was funny for him to go, names don't matter, we're all ephemeral, we all, you know, it's for your place in the world, and I don't care. And I was like, hi, I'm Harry. What are you doing here, Crabman?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration.
Would you have never met Tiago if you didn't pass that red check? I wonder.
I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'd be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
There's some madness going on here. Who's this mother of silence you keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, Ese. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
His adoration is beyond sexual. This cavity is something that no human form has.
What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
You know what they say, religion, opioid of the masses, usually said by condescending atheists. I say that as I'm not an atheist, I'm an agnostic, but I'm basically an atheist.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own self.
Well, I did just say this, so faith is kind of a drug.
I heard that before, Way. And I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
When's the last time I had too much caffeine and woke up with a hangover?
There are drugs darker than alcohol circling your system.
I think love might have been my drug of choice, and I think I'm still hungover.
She took you for a good spin, huh? Don't worry, bro. That love is but a drop compared to the ocean of the mother's love. The mother will eat all of you and never spit you out.
Hot? I guess you have a point.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
Still don't know what you're doing in the church though, buddy.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Can you sing for me?
I ain't from no Mariette, if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother.
Mariette is a mesque style of music and dance, commonly seen at all manner of festivities, especially weddings. It's delightfully quaint, owing to its peasant origins.
How did you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was.
It is a humongous building.
Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, Way. It didn't belong to me.
I don't want to kick him out just for a bloody dance club. Are these yours?
I think they were. A long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
It's such an interesting contrast between A, the fact he's climbing around naked in the rafters, which is odd, B, his voice and the way he speaks, which is, as they say, kind of gangbangery, and then C, his portrait photo, which really puts him as like a, you know, an Alexandrian work of sculpture or something.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
Been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
Oh no.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
I feel like the mother's love and the mother is code for some... I'm gonna cheat you. Some specific drug. Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside? Right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Should they be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
That's pretty hardcore.
Though he used to, a long time ago.
What do you think about the nightclub?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
So, I mean, I'm sure the youths will love that. The youths, I'm not going to say the youths ever again. The kids will love that. I'm going to set up a nightclub, and then there's some creepy naked guy climbing around on the ceiling whilst everyone else is dancing. Do you know where the other spooker is?
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is grandma?
There is another person living in the church, and it's that Vejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
Well, Thingy, I can't remember her name. Aset? Did mention that there's an elderly looking woman in here. You don't know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
I wonder what she's here for then. Why would... Right, so the... I don't know. You've got nothing else to tell me. How she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
Have you by any chance heard the Vejita say the password to her radio computer?
Too many times, Essay. You need it for something.
Yes, but I'm not sure what.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
Okay, Drama, I'm going to trust you. I'm doing a survey of passwords and passcodes, identifying regional trends in the interest of public safety.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death. What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
Okay, bye.
I think we're done here, Essay.
The figure crawls off into the darkness above.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
It'll all come together, Kitsuragi. Just you wait. It'll all come together in the end, somehow.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
But this is a large point of concern for me. Also, when am I doing this? Not this. This. Did I, like, just level up? I did. I wasted the points last episode, I remember. That was 9. Like, this is not relevant to the investigation. Is that going to screw up the investigation if I don't go focus on the investigation? I just don't know. I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want.
The speaker comes to life.
Good morning, votre accident. Good. Please repeat the password.
After life death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Hey, is it, she again? You stop that right now.
Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
No. Bye, Yvonne.
Goodbye, votre accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Okay, very curious what's going on in here. Let's read it.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
I really doubt it. Let's just read the second entry.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity.
People in this area love the word spooky.
See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving. What was that about narcotics? This could prove to be interesting.
No electrochemistry.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking Esca series, something advanced.
Why does she need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simor for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked.
I mean, so it's the people who are doing the game, obviously, but why would they be? Why would they come to the church? This is after the game has fallen apart, right?
I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
Data loss.
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
Artists, programmers, Lexi, who are all these people?
I think these people worked in the radio computer games business. The one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
Obviously we knew that, but like if I see an option that I haven't clicked on and I think it's not going to do something terrible, like we're going to do it anyway.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently there's a strike going on in the harbour. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
Maybe she just needed a place to operate. You know, this was an abandoned building. Maybe they couldn't make the rent anymore in the old place because obviously the game's gone bust. Maybe she's trying to get this backup data. She's trying to restore it. I wonder if it's the same password, actually, for the other one as well. We'll have to go try that.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
Lieutenant looks to his right, toward the silence.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
But what could it be? I mean, the architectural quirk thing doesn't make much sense to me. There are buildings where... I mean, there's an episode... There's a... What was it? Is it... It's How I Met Your Mother, I'm sure it is. There's like that museum where if you whisper in one part, it seems very loud. In another part, there are weird architectural designs that will amplify and stifle sound. But given the location where this was happening, it seems unlikely to me.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples.
So did she set up the water basins for some reason to track movement? To track electric weight? I don't know.
March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work.
Must be describing a cell, who Kisragi doesn't know.
A girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
Read the 9th entry.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
That's me!
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with the machine.
Kitsuragi, come on, look, we're famous.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines.
I agree.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also, some canned air.
Why is toothpaste in capitals?
Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening.
What's going on?
A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Oh, it's her. Hey, Suna. She approaches. Ah, she just hops right on her.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
Hey, come on. If she glares at you, she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
We're here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
Have you done it yet?
What is it?
I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
You're the lead programmer of Wirral Untethered by any chance?
Yes. Or, no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages.
Who isn't?
If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still
Have
a
you
teenager.
seen the Crab Man?
Nope.
You know he's around.
Yes.
He's seen you.
And?
The Crab Man has seen you.
I don't care. I don't care about crabmen.
Everybody cares about Crabmen sooner. It's the only thing that matters in this cockamamie world.
Wow, she really doesn't. Not afraid, this one.
Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need an antenna?
I use the AR1 as my RAIN prefix processing unit.
And that's your radio computer?
Mm-hmm.
That unit is antenna is its processing unit?
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
Not really.
All right. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
And on air means what?
On the front. The unified front of radio waves. Licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region.
The hell does that mean?
It's all around us. That's what on air means.
Is that the internet but via the radio?
Like love.
And the AR1 good antenna?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market. So I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieux dedicated to that sort of thing.
She liked telling me this. It calmed her nerves.
What are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
I can see that.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
I imagine me poking her during this entire conversation. Hey, what are you working on? Sooner.
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
Isn't your RAM prefect radio computer made exclusively for governmental use?
So you do know something about computers. You're right. Prefect is used mostly by the government peeps.
You work for the government?
No, I don't.
So why do you have it?
Because I needed something good for my investigation, and Reims Civic is widely agreed to be below all standards. So I had to upgrade. Besides, owning a Reims prefect isn't such a big deal anymore.
No, actually, it is kind of a big deal. You don't see Ream prefects in every police department, for example.
How did you get your hands on it?
I know a friend of a friend who used to freelance for the Coalition. I was actually aiming for the military-grade Reims Rational series, but couldn't find one. Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as Reims Civic, so it's kind of a rip-off. But it does have better compatibility with newer antenna models, so I won't complain.
And the balls of water, what are they about?
They are connected to my Reims Prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
Great.
What are you doing in an abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
Hints of amusement in her tired eyes.
They're bloodshot. She really hasn't been getting much sleep lately, has she?
I'm a police officer, it's my job to ask questions.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
Hole in the world?
Wait, what?
Exactly, Logic. Exactly what I was thinking.
She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
Okay, a hole in the world. What does that mean?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing.
I don't know. How would I measure my love life?
What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for you to answer.
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
Oh no, Logic, no! Oh, by one as well. Does it mean we're now living in a world that has holes in it?
I don't know. Are we? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. But how do I figure it out?
Don't know. I can't even understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it.
You measure it by its surroundings. By that which does exist. Which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence. To find out where it begins.
I feel like that's the first time I failed a logic check ever.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
She grows silent, staring at her circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual. Any idea where the hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch-black heights above, but without much success.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade.
And somewhere up there, the Crab Man.
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow. And the higher you go, the less you record.
You should know a girl with that name.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
That was a terrible joke, and I instantly regretted it. I'm sorry.
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
That's where the Crabman lives sooner.
I know.
You don't think Crabman might be responsible?
No, I don't.
But he's the Crabman sooner.
She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning. Her hands typing hundreds of commands into the machine.
So why isn't the research going well?
Because it's just trial and error. Trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
Well, that's all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world.
Great. Thanks.
How do you feel about Nordic dance music?
What? I hate it.
Oh.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Why do you hate it?
Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
I agree. How do you feel about a club for Nordic dance music? It can't be positive.
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
What do they want to build?
Take a guess, why don't you?
A petting zoo, a place for animals. You sense it would be nice.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
I've been bamboozled.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Huh. Is this... What is this? Right, anyways, we're gonna have to end it there. So, next video, we're gonna... I feel like we've nearly done this area. We haven't found the nice spot on the beach for the date. Maybe we have, and I just don't know about it, but I feel like we've done most of this area now. We're going to obviously click on the big scary hole. We're going to go talk to the ravers. We're going to do a little bit more in the area. I'm going to basically finish the area off, is the idea, up to the best of my knowledge. And then we're going to head back east. We're going to talk to Everard and get that mission going to try to get the gun. I'm just hoping I'll have a way to fuck him over, basically. And we're also going to talk to Clash because we need to talk to her while we've got... Kitaragi with us. It's been a little bit of a deviation from the main quest for a while now, but it's been interesting stuff as a replacement, so I'm down with that. Either way, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.